Holy moly, this thing is crazy, isn't it? Hello, what is up guys? I'm your host Gordon and welcome to another one of my video. And what I got up here is something really much out of this world, I would say. If you guys still remember one of my friend named Nathan, like he used to show up at my crib with a lot of black painted Nerf blaster. And this blaster over here actually surprises me not only one time but two times. First of all, as you can see, it is basically a painted black Stampede. That black color though surprises me the moment when he showed up with it. And I was like, you're not gonna get me into trouble, aren't you? And the second thing that surprises me is that this thing over here is not even a Nerf branded Stampede. I was like, where is the Nerf logo? And to my surprise, this over here is one of the imported blaster that looks almost like the Nerf Stampede, and it is painted black. Holy moly. And it even behaves like a Stampede. Holy moly, take a look at that, guys. Okay, first look at the blaster. As you can see, the aesthetic of the blaster definitely looks like a Nerf Stampede. The only way to tell that this is not a Nerf Stampede, as you can see, the mag over here is a dead giveaway. Basically, Nerf magazine doesn't look so fancy like that. And of course, there is no Nerf branding all over the place. And I was like, how on earth do you get one of these? And he'd be like, China, of course. And I was like, okay, I tried my very best to scour the internet on AliExpress. Absolutely no luck on bumping one of these, but my man Nathan is able to get one of these for today's video. I mean, holy moly, the moment when you hold the blaster on hand, this thing felt kind of light for its size though. I mean, the plasticky noise is all over the place. It's kind of squeaky as expected with one of these cheaper imported blaster. The overall size, I would say, very similar with the Nerf Stampede over here. The grip of the blaster, I would say it is rather tight due to the plastic piece over here. The buttstock, of course, it is as Stampede as it can get. It is a non-adjustable buttstock, but shouldering the buttstock, I would say that it is okay. There is a, I would say, a Nerf end strike attachment rail here. It looks pretty similar to that. Definitely not a Picatinny size rail, I would say. There is another end strike attachment rail over here and one below the blaster. There is one at the side. Oh yeah, there's two at the side of the blaster, you can see. Pretty interesting, I would say. Interesting, isn't it? Even though that there is one rail below here, there is another rail over here, which is at a very odd place. I'm not sure what you're gonna put in there. Take a look at this. There is an unjamming door over here. I assume if this copy exactly the Nerf Stampede. Oh, you see the original colors over here? It is yellow and orange. So basically, even the original color looks like the Nerf Stampede. And one interesting thing about this unjamming door over here, the moment when you open the unjammed door over here, you can't really fire the blaster. Only after you close the unjamming door, then you can fire the blaster. If I'm not mistaken, they even copied this feature from the original Nerf Stampede. So up to the left hand side of the blaster, there is a pretty ghetto switch over here, which is basically just an on-off switch for this blaster. Let's call it a safety, shall we? The trigger pull of the blaster, kind of spongy, I would say, maybe because of the paint over here. There is a sling mounting point at the back over here, and of course another one over here at the front. You can actually treat maybe this part of the blaster as a sling mounting point if you wanted to. There is no end strike attachment point at the front over here. The whole muzzle, I would say, it is fixated. In fact, it is part of the body. The mag release button is located at the right hand side of the blaster. I was actually wondering if we are actually able to fit in like a Dartzone mag over here. Let us try. Holy moly, this is a perfect fit. Oh my god. So undoubtedly this should be able to fit in a Nerf branded mag, no problem. And in terms of firing mode, just like the Stampede, this blaster only comes with full auto, which looks a little bit something like this. I mean, the rate of fire is kind of hilarious, by the way. And if you wanted to do like single fire, you just like pull the trigger one time, it would just perform its stuff. And in terms of battery usage, holy moly, this blaster actually needs to take 6D batteries. And I was like, where on earth am I going to get 6D batteries? So what I actually did is, as usual, with my very ghetto wiring, hooking this blaster up to a LiPo battery to power this blaster up. What I got over here is actually a 11.1 volt battery, which is not too fast. Basically, this is an older version of the AEG system, I would say, or we should just call this the AEB. Hopefully, we are getting good numbers out of this. So yep, I guess without further ado, let us go test the blaster out, shall we? Okay, we are back, guys. So the performance of the blaster, I would say it is pretty decent. The blaster can goes from 64 FPS all the way to 69 FPS, pretty close to the original Nerf Elite standard, I would say. And in terms of accuracy, I would say it is okay because aiming with this blaster is a little bit awkward due to the upper rail over here. There is no see-through hole for me to align, so most of my aiming is more of a eyeballing technique. But so far, hitting a target in like 5 meters, I would say it is pretty decent. Overall, operating this blaster, I did not encounter any jams or whatsoever, which is a very smooth sailing blaster. I like it, even though that this is a pretty odd one though. And in terms of look, I'm not sure how does the original blaster looks like, but after being painted by my friend Nathan over here, it looks super intimidating if we actually hang the blaster on the board behind me. In fact, if we actually wanted to put this together with like airsoft or something like that, it should fit in place with no problem at all. The rate of fire after a LiPo battery, I would say it is okay. Not the best, but okay. Personally, I would prefer doing like single fire like that. Yeah. So yep, I guess that's all of the quirks and features of this blaster over here. If you guys like this video, feel free to smash on the like button. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So yep, Gordon's checking out and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Adios, guys!